All right, peace, 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 and greetings, y'all. This is your host, Empress Coach Rena Nicole, and this is the AM Inspiration Show to wake that ass up. Yes, we are talking about waking up spiritually, consciously, emotionally, physically, financially, and soulfully. Yeah, so let's get to it. Today, the topic is spiritual fasting. Now, keep in mind, we are streaming live. This is a podcast. We're streaming live from the Spoon app, from StreamYard, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you know, and Clubhouse. With that being said, these podcasts will be uploaded to Spotify, and we're streaming live on Anchor as well. So look us up, Divine Intervention Show, and you will come across some lovely, lovely podcasts, at least 22 of them. So with that being said, I'm super excited to get to this topic. Now we're gonna enjoy 30 more seconds, and then we're gonna get right into it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Had to get my tea and frankincense and everything ready. So you would think that the children were sleeping because it's Saturday. Nope, didn't happen. So I ran over a little bit today, and I do apologize. But literally every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard, you can definitely catch us. So let's get into the topic, okay? Talking about spiritual fasting. Now, for so long, and for those of you who are familiar with me, and my coaching and Nicole practice, and things that I like to offer, and the things I have created, they're aware that I have a 30, 60, and 90-day plan. In that plan, we fast for wellness, on different levels. Maybe it's food, things that you're indulging in physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and soulfully. All of those things, even metaphysically. You can just pull back from that. And you detox your life. Now we keep in mind we do have a whole podcast on detoxing your life, so you can just go back and go listen to that if you want to get more familiar with those techniques that I actually help people get through. So today is the topic is spiritual fasting. Now when people hear spiritual fasting, they think of religion. Spirituality doesn't always necessarily correlate to religion, because we are spiritual beings living in a physical realm. So keep that in mind when you think of that. What's up, Spooncasters? How you doing? Don't forget to share those spoons and hit that phone icon and come up to the stage. you know so when thinking of a path, or like what is fasting, okay? So fasting is the simplest use of the term. It's abstaining from all food. Fasting may be inquired for weight loss, medical purposes, religious observances, and traditions, of course. Now, like I just previously said, that just because you're fasting, it doesn't mean it has to do with anything with with your eating regimen. And we're going to get into a lot of those things that you can fast from today. I also am going to drop a video talking about fasting on my TikTok and my Instagram as well, a little clip, and you'll get to see me go into detail talking about fasting, because this is the topic that I'm heavy on, the topic that I love to speak on, and I'm happy to be here today and speak to it, with you. So whether you realize it or not, people use fasting as a trend, and there are so many different types of fasting. So I'm speaking on more so fasting in relationships, like with other people, spiritual fasting and things of that nature. Now, say for instance, if you wanted to spiritual fast, you probably wouldn't use your phone for about 30 days. You wouldn't use your phone, and you would journal. you would meditate more, or you would pray more, and you would become more in tune with yourself and your desires that you have for yourself and your family, or whomever you choose. But you would do that because spirit is really about you. Because I always say that our spirits is how we connect with other people. I mean, our experience is how we connect to ourselves, and our soul is how we connect to others. Right. This is why you can have multiple soulmates. But we're having a room on that later on. We're not going to go into detail on that right now. So with that being said, when you're thinking of fasting in a relationship, it's like, what is she talking about? Fasting in a relationship. Huh. Yeah, so when you think about fasting in a relationship, you just you think, what can I do to make this relationship better with someone? Say, for instance, if you are in a marriage, or you're in a monogamous, or whatever type of dynamic that you're in, poly, whatever, and it's committed, it's something that you're actually working to build a future with someone with, and it's not just for fun, something stable, and you want to figure out ways to make the relationship better. And you've been together for a while, so fasting is one of the most important things you could do. You both can fast from your phone. You both can fast from communication styles. Like, say if someone's an aggressive communicator, and they don't really have great listening skills, they can fast for responding. They can fast from that, and they can just try to do like an hour or two a day, where they're not always responding to you when you speak to them. Because it basically gives off that they're not listening to you, and you don't feel heard. If that makes any sense? Um, Another thing is you can fast from going out, spending money. You can fast from using Amazon, buying things that you don't probably need. Uh, you definitely can fast from people. Like, if people are messing with your energy, you can go on a people fast, and you can turn inward for a little while and get to know yourself a little bit better, and elevate from that position of self growth, and become more self aware. So when you return to people, that your intuition is back in line, and the different things that you need, like effective communication styles and planning and different things like that, are back in harmony with you, and you're able to function better in society. Okay. Now, um, I'm going to go over a list of the types of fasting with food and non, and the things I'm just speaking on right now. So I'm going to go down the list. I have, right here, and we're going to speak on the different types of fasting people might want to go through with food and stuff like that, because this is a solution based podcast. Okay. Now, there's a lot of types of fasting. Okay. So absolute and dry fasting is the type of fasting where you abstain from all foods and drinks for an outline period of time. Okay. Wet fasting is an abstinence from all food and drinks besides water, and potentially coffee or tea. Okay. I love wet fasting. I'm starting my wet fast on Monday. Well, not. I'm starting to. Oh my goodness, I can't even get it out of my head right now. I can't get it out. This sucks. Intermittent fast. And I started on intermittent fast on Monday, where I just eat my raw foods and drink my tea, and don't really go on the whole eating, like all the nuts and the side things and stuff like that, because I have a goal that I'm trying to meet. And I'm taking collagen and different things like that for my skin, and just doing the whole renewal thing for myself. I highly recommend it, but not too much on me. I just want to know, like, let you know that this is a regular thing that a lot of people do, is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is when you pick, say for instance, if you wake up in the morning, you may wake up and you may not eat anything, you may not drink anything up until 12 o'clock. Then 12 o'clock you have a big lunch, and then you may not eat anything at all for the rest of the day. Yeah, or you might eat breakfast, and then you might have lunch and a snack in between, like some dried mangoes or something, and then you won't eat for the rest of the day. Or you won't eat all day and then you wait till you get home and have a big giant dinner and then you have a tea before you go to bed and that's it for the whole day. So intermittent fasting is about your schedule, how you like to do things, and whatever you're comfortable with. Okay. So the physical benefits of fasting, when it comes to eating food, your eating regimen and different things of that nature, um, it definitely supports weight loss. So you had to remember though, like if you're just fasting and you're not eating any food at all, the moment you start eating again, you're going to gain the weight back. So keep that in mind. So, and fasting in various forms has been an area of interest, but intermittent fasting is, to me, it's like, to me, it does have better results, but, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition would beg to differ. Um, I'm talking about from clinicals that I've been through myself and been through with other people. Intermittent fasting has a great result on keeping and maintaining a certain weight. Is definitely healthy. It helps you drop the pounds faster. If you want to go completely fast, you're going to lose weight. But remember, when you stop fasting, you're going to eat, and then your body's going to suck up everything that has something to do with fat. So if you're going to fast like that and not eat at all, the best thing to do is eat things like avocado or something of that nature. So when you start eating again, you're not going to gain the weight back. Okay. That's a healthy fat. Now, another thing is it definitely promotes like your heart health. So I think that most people already know that, because when you don't eat for like 24 hours, or 1 or 2 days, that's like 2 days a week, it improves your risk factors related to heart disease. So it's called intentional eating. Like intentional eating, intentional living, mindful living are all the things that we're speaking on today. Um, and it's just basically giving attention to timing and frequency of your eating occasions. Okay, so you can have a more healthier lifestyle and a more cardiometabolic risk factor management. That's what that it's all about. That okay. So fasting and eating healthy, it definitely suppresses cancer. You can look it up yourself. Not gonna get too heavy into that. But it raises the level of bone marrow cells and it gives you great immune system cells that infiltrate tumors. Okay, so keep that in mind if you have things like fibroids or cells that might be suspicious or something like that. Keep that in mind. Okay. Um, it definitely helps you to live a longer life unless you're living risky. If you're doing things that's risky, like you got guns and stuff aimed at people or different things like that of that nature. I mean, sometimes you don't even have to do nothing living in this world. So don't go too heavy on the make you live longer thing. But health wise, yes, it will make you live longer. I had to be clear about that because some people are like, oh my gosh, she said. So I don't have time for that. Dun, dun, dun. Now, I always tell people that the fountain of youth is in water and raw foods, foods that you don't cook, like raw foods, like fruits and vegetables. That's the fountain of youth. Um, People are always thinking I'm in my 20s. I'm like, I'm in my 30s. Thank you. But raw foods, I mean, genetics play a role too. I remember my family looked kind of young. So, but genetics definitely play a role. But when I'm trying to tell you, like, you going for like a skin boost or you just want to look young forever, like Pharrell Williams, his skin is immaculate. But I'm sure he eats a lot of raw foods, and he drinks a lot of water and he probably fasts a lot. So, um, let's get on to the brain. This is my favorite part about fasting, is because when you're fasting, it actually helps to protect you from only early onset Alzheimer's disease. Um, because Alzheimer's is a common neurodegenerative disorder in the elderly, but guess what? It's people getting younger and younger that's getting it. I think that we're having too much screen time. I think we're not making our brains, operate in healthy manners. We're not eating enough brain food or things of that nature. We're not calming our mind enough. So just be careful out here. You listen in. So it definitely helps with memory and cognition. Definitely, definitely. So higher glucose levels is associated with like cognitive performance that's poor. Okay, so when you are intermittent fasting, your brain functioning improves. Okay, because first of all, when you're hungry, you start to focus, right? Your vision get clear. You get into hunt mode. You can see everything. Like when I'm fasting, I feel like I can see and hear everything better than when I'm not fasting. And I'm still eating raw foods, but still, I always felt that way. I always felt like when I'm fasting, I hear everything better. I see everything better. Like it's like a sharpshooter. Like I can hear the children arguing like 10 rooms away. No, let me stop playing around. But no, seriously. Okay. So it definitely augments the mood. I am big on for people that have anxiety disorder and maybe suffering from depression or just irritability, like bipolar 1 or 2, or anything of that borderline personality disorder. Having a few days fast, it will be really great for you because it augments your mood. Okay. So it definitely helps with reducing like the low vibrational emotions, tension, and depressive feelings that you may be experiencing. So by augmenting your mood by fasting is smart and wise. That's a spiritual thing that you're doing for yourself, not only a physical thing. Okay, so it limits your cravings as well. So if you're like addicted to sugar, it's called sugar addiction. So that's why usually take people through a fasting period first, so I can detox their body before they start a new eating regimen. And because they're addicted to sugar, like things like cheese and stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely limits your craving for those types of things. And if you notice, when you stop fasting, you don't even have a desire to eat those things. I went raw. I went completely cold turkey into being vegan, and I didn't look back. Because once I lost that sugar crack, like that sugar addiction, I was good. You know, I felt like I had to eat processed vegan foods because I was missing out. But then I realized that the processed vegan food wasn't doing me no good. So then I went raw, and I've been raw. So this is not a vegan podcast. Just giving y'all an example of cravings limitation. That's all. So let's talk about some spiritual benefits of fasting, okay? Like we reiterated in the beginning, fasting is definitely related to the Islamic religion and the holiday called Ramadan, okay? So when it comes to fasting, spiritual gains is one of them, including, you know, um, things like cleansing the soul. So even with eating regimen, it can help you to detox. That's the whole point of it. The fasting is a detox, okay? So if someone is like, religious, they may think that, oh, I'm detoxing so I can get closer to the Lord or something of that nature, or to Allah, alhamdulillah, or different things, the Most High, or just the universe, or the spirits, or ancestors. And they may fast for those reasons because it gets them closer to their desire to be interconnected to the spirits realm and the things that they believe in. Okay, so keep that in mind. To me, I know that it supports a deeper sense of praise because the body does not have to focus on, eating or overextending yourself by talking to a bunch of people or going to a bunch of events or different things. You're just actually just having time for yourself to get to know yourself better. And a lot of self actualization will come out of that. And you'll be extremely proud of yourself. I need a moment. Moment's over. Now, a lot of people say that when they fast a lot, like me, I went 90 days on the 90-day fast, and that was like only drinking tea and water, and I was doing like dry fruits and nuts like that. Okay. And not only did I look like Skeletor, but any spiritual gift I had enhanced like crazy. So that's the next thing we're going to talk about: how your spiritual gifts enhance, and your connectivity to the universe, your intuition, and everything else enhances when you're fasting. So you feel more renewed, you're full of energy and detox. This is why, okay? And being more empowered with new desires, praise, and sensitivity to all of the universe's creations and voices, okay? So you will find that the absence of whatever you were taking in, whether it was energy, food, whatever you're detoxing from, whatever you're fasting from, it's bringing you closer to your inner self. is making you feel higher and more interconnected to that being that you believe in or not. Up to you. Okay. But it's definitely it lifts your spirit up higher. You're elevating higher. So even in the Bible, it talks about how Christ's disciples noticed that he had eaten all day and they try to get him to slow down to eat, you know. And he went on to say, I have food to eat that you know nothing about. My food is to do the will of him who sent me to finish his work, talking about his father. Okay. Now, with that being said, it's not a religious podcast. I just wanted to throw that out there in case somebody was trying to wonder, like, needed some context on it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we got to add some context. Dun, dun, dun. But spiritual fasting is, to a seasoned pro, is easy. And I hate to come off like that, like a little condescending. It's not my intention. But it's literally taking away what you doesn't serve you. It's literally removing whatever. Okay, say for instance, if you drink too much soda, everything right, you're eating healthy, but you just still drink soda. You know damn well you're not supposed to have no soda. It causes heart disease, diabetes, all kinds of stuff. Give you tumors, all kinds of stuff. Why are you drinking soda? You know better. You can even get your own soda machine and make your own soda. But no, not you. You still drinking soda. Not to judge, okay? Not to judge. Right. So, you know better. So what you would do is remove soda. Even if you had to, like, okay, I'm going to knock out 4 bottles of soda this week. So 7 days in a week. So you're only going to have soda for how many days? 5, 6, 7. 3 days out of the week, you're going to have soda. But 4 days of the week, you won't. And then the next week, you're like, you know what? I think I can go 5 more days without soda. Then you go 6 days without soda. And then you go 7 days without soda. And boom, you're detox. You're fasted. You don't even crave soda anymore. Because what did you do? You took it away because it wasn't serving you. It did nothing for you except for provide you with some sugar crack in your mouth. That's all it did. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing. It's that simple. And it's like, oh, so how does that relate to spirituality if it's just me eating food? Okay. Now. So it relates to spirituality because you're a spiritual being. Anything you ingest is food. If you're reading a book, that's food. Food for thought, babe. Okay. If you're washing your hair and you're moisturizing it, that's food for hair. If you are bathing your skin and treating your skin well, that's food for skin. You drift? So everything we ingest or become in contact with is food. And this is why we have to fast from these things, because everything that we are coming in contact with is not good for us. It weighs us down. It clutters our mind up. It makes us depressed. It has us feel some type of way for no reason because somebody else felt some type of way. Because as humans, we're connected empathetically. You know, it makes us feel somebody else's pain when we were feeling nothing at all. Is that intricate? The nuances can go on and on. Y'all know I am a fan of nuances. I will go. I'm a nuance queen because it's nothing like transparency, baby. Baby, it's nothing like transparency. Okay. Now, I just want to talk about, a more deep things on spiritual fasting, because it's not a one size fit all. However you fast, I'm not going to fast that way. However she fasts, he's not going to fast that way. However he fasts, he's not going to fast that way. It's really personal, and you have to remember that, because whether you come to someone for advice, coaching, whatever, you're still going to have to do it your way. Because even after that coaching is gone, where you're no longer paying and you're no longer talking to the person, you're on your own. You got to figure it out for yourself. So keep that in mind, even when you're talking to these doctors or naturopaths or whomever you're speaking with, that you have a choice in your own life on how you want things to go. So if they're telling you to do something that even sounds uncomfortable to you, it's not always about fear. Just like, you know what, I don't think I can start that high, but here's where I'm willing to start at. Well, this will work better for me. You have to use your voice, especially when spiritual fasting, if you're going under an instructor, because instructor, like myself, It's just years of work that we're used to just putting in, so we're operating a certain way, but it's nothing like being adaptable. So having a great instructor is the difference between good and great. You have a good one, they're not that adaptable. You have a great one, they're going to adapt to you. And that's the best type to have, is someone that can be adaptable. Because they will help you out the best. They will help you maximize your potential the best, especially when it comes to spiritual fasting. Because sometimes you make spiritual fasting feel lonely because you became so in tune, or you fast for so long and you don't have those things anymore. You start to feel like you have a void. But the whole idea of spiritual fasting is the inner fulfillment. That's the entire idea. So when you're fasting and taking something away, you're being filled with joy. You're being filled with love. You're being filled with more energy. You're being filled with a more desire, more ambition to do something. Okay? Keep that in mind. Okay? Well, it's all about your comfort level, experience levels, and your personal goals. Spiritual fasting is something that you can do for general health and wellness, or for specific reasons or goals. Some people fast because they need to fit into a dress. Some people fast because they got sick and they just don't want to be sick anymore, and they want to feel better. Some people fast because they're going through trauma and they want to heal their trauma. And fasting is something that will definitely, it works faster. When you fast and you work like you're working on yourself and you're fasting, is something that actually helps to heal childhood trauma, adult trauma as well. It is a great tool for healing trauma, is fasting. To each his own, though. That's all I can say about that. So some reasons why people do fast, spiritually, and some motivations are because they're grieving, they're seeking redemption, renewal of faith, seeking a sense of purpose or direction. I fasted this summer because of that. Struggling with a major life choice, overcoming addiction or a crisis, and of course holistic health and wellness treatment. So a lot of practices that you can try when it comes to fasting spiritually is to know, like, keep in mind, to know is that a spiritual fast is a physical fast. Okay? Spiritual fast involves focusing on your faith, whatever your faith is, even if your faith is just in yourself. Focus on yourself then. Okay? Spiritual fasting is deeply personal. I promise you, it's the most personal journey you're ever gonna go on. Guess what, baby? Even if you can fast for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, guess what? It's a never ending journey. It's not over when you stop. It continues on. Those regimens start to repeat themselves and they become repetition and they become rituals. So you're literally aligning yourself to be your best version of yourself when you're doing these things for yourself. Okay. um a spiritual fast is for health, is not to harm you. So if you feel harmed by fasting, then you are not doing it right. You're doing yourself a disservice. It's time to stop and reevaluate what you're doing, what you probably need to make a little bit of tweaks here and there, and try something different. If you're fasting and you feel miserable, or you feel bitter, or you feel, not elevated, it's time to stop. Because fasting is supposed to make you feel wonderful. It's just supposed to, it's just the focus is there, the energy, everything that we just spoke on. So keep that in mind as well, okay? So the interconnectivity from fasting is just top notch, and I love fasting because I love being interconnected. I love being able to heighten my spiritual gifts and connect to other people and read them and just have that sensual energy. So I'm a faster. I love fasting. I fasted last week. I'm about to start fasting again this week. I'm always fasting, like every week for like 3 or 4 days of no eating, just drinking tea or things of that nature. Um, and because I love the way it makes me feel, it keeps me grounded. And I'm able to function better as a productive member of society when I'm fasting. With that being said, it's okay to do things like pray if you want to pray. Like if you had the weekend off, you want to spend like hours in prayer or hours in deep meditation, massaging. Anything that you create as a ritual that you're pulling away from something that's not serving you is definitely you fasting. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't always have to be aligned with a religion. And it does not mean that it does not serve a purpose, but just because it's not aligned with a religion, that's not true. Okay, because you are a purpose. Okay, so it serves you. Okay, now, period. Huh, right? So keep in mind that when you know, okay, when you're fasting, like me, like not even me, just in general. I like to host group fasts, like in my vegan group that I have is like 2K members in there, and I used to always host vegan fast every season for the equinoxes and things of that nature. And I didn't necessarily post my face or my body. I would post videos, but I never ever, even without the fast, seek anyone approval of my fast and the things that I like to do. I just would put information out there. So keep that in mind that when you're fasting, it's nobody else's business what you're doing. It's nobody has to know your reason why, but if it's your life purpose to impact others, then do so. But remember, you don't owe anybody anything except for yourself. Period. That's it. You know, even though you may feel like you owe this person and that person because they did this for you or that for you, or no, you don't owe anyone anything except for yourself. You owe yourself everything. Everything. Okay? And I got that feeling that I feel like a lot of people haven't told you that. So in this era of living in like oversharing, it's tempting to make our spiritual work as public as we want to. We want everybody to see what we're doing. We want to impact other people. And fasting can be done with close personal friends or your family. Um and it's like what follows after that is definitely that it should be left between you and whatever you're trying to be more interconnected to, like your higher power, if you believe in a higher power. Fasting is about you, you know, and it's cutting out those things that don't serve you. And it doesn't even apply to your spiritual existence, to the human experience that we're living in. A lot of things don't apply. Like if you think about it, you sit back and think about it, like, damn, you know what, she's right, because all the shit I'm doing, it's no reward on that. I'm investing into nothing. The ROI is no return on investment. Like I just told myself that last night. I was thinking about some things. I'm like, you know what? I invested a lot and the ROI is shitty. So I'm gonna have to stop investing into this because I'm not getting the ROI. And if I'm not getting a return on investment, that means I'm doing something bad. So what you do, you fast from that. You just fast from it because you can't continue to invest in things that doesn't produce results. You just can't. There's no point. I mean, unless you're a glutton for. Now listen, a lot of humans, are gluttons for punishment. They like that shit, like sadists. You know, hey, listen. Um, so when you complete your spiritual fast, you can share with people. But listen, even if you want to share while you're doing it, that's you. You can choose to do whatever you would like to do. It's more healthier for you to just go through it, and then when you get done, then you go back to social media or wherever, and you can share your experience with others and let them know how it went for you. You don't need those types of distractions, people discouraging you or feeling like you're not supported, people don't like your posts, and then your mind start running again, and then boom, you're off your fast and you slipped up. So it's just best to stay to your fast, especially if involves not being on social media or pulling away from certain people, to get more power and to elevate your life. It's just better off if you just wait until you're done with your fasting period. Give yourself a few more days after that to collect yourself and feel the vibes of the universe again, and then you can start sharing. But listen, you at any time you want to share, you can. This is just a suggestion; it's not a demand. Okay. Um. So with that being said, let me go check out Spoon, because Spoon always be showing up for me. They be showing up and they be showing out. Let's see. Hey y'all, it's Saturday morning. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey. See, my spoon catcher's always coming through. Let me go check out StreamYard. And now I'm gonna come down to Clubhouse, see if there's anybody in Clubhouse. Hey Shark, hi. Hey, I'm so happy. Thank you for being here. Oh yeah. Yeah, being addicted to sugar. Yeah, being addicted to sugar, it's like crack. It's like, oh my god. It's like I remember my children, I had made them something and they were like eating food and I was just like a new vegan. And I was just looking at them. My daughter like, are you about to cry, mommy? I'm like, no, I'm not about to cry. She's like, you look like you're gonna cry because we're eating food and you're eating solid. I was like, oh my God. I got up and stomped in my room with my salad. I sure the hell did. We didn't eat dinner together that night. I was being antagonized by a 3-year-old. You know, so it's just interesting because now that she's almost 13, she still says the same thing to me. She's like, are you gonna cry? You know, because we eating this food and you're not. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna cry. You know, but sugar addiction is definitely a thing. So if you want to share, you can just literally come up and share. It's up to you. I think I don't know how to do it, but if you want to share, you can hit the button and I think I can invite you to share. Let me see. Oh, you're on YouTube. Okay. Okay. That's what's up. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Thank you. Yeah, so you're on YouTube. I thought you were on a StreamYard stream. You're on a YouTube stream. That's what's up. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you for supporting me all the time. I really appreciate that. Um, yeah, but fasting is the shit. I love fasting. It keeps me grounded and it helps me be focused. You know, today I'm gonna be doing some school and different things like that. But I'm about to end this. Let me go back to Clubhouse to see if anyone wants to share. I'm sorry. Okay, so no. But I'm going to wrap it up right now. And thank you so much for coming out, Wyatt. And I appreciate you supporting me all the time. It's just really remarkable that you're such a great friend. So thank you. Now, with that being said, this was the AM Inspiration Show to Wake That Ass Up. I am your host, Empress Coach Rena Nicole of RenaNicole.com, Divine Intervention Show and Podcast, The Love Experiences, and TheCurve.net. With that being said, we will catch you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, every day, 7 days a week, 365, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. Peace, y'all.